Conor McGregor has given fans another look inside his training camp ahead of his highly anticipated return against Max Holloway. And judging by the footage coming out of camp, many people believe this could be the most focused version of McGregor we've seen in years.
I knew I was going to come back. I learned a lesson in that lapse in concentration in the camp in preparation that I have since adjusted. And, you know, that's why I think I'm only warming up here in this game. I really, really believe I'm only warming up. You know, I used to always train a certain way, throw certain shots that the fight game has never even seen. Many shots I have in my arsenal, the fight game has never even seen.
What's catching everyone's attention isn't simply the fact he's training hard. Every fighter trains hard. It's the confidence he's showing, the way he's speaking about the fight, and the hints he's dropped suggesting there are parts of his game that people haven't seen before.
I'm disrespecting Max. You're not gonna lay a glove on me. And even if you do lay a glove on me, I'm gonna laugh in your face. It's another world here against me, and it's another world at this weight.
Ancestors, we talk about warriors, bro. I'm a Hawaiian warrior, brother. I'm gonna touch your face over and over again, brother. A bunch of gloves is gonna get laid on that pretty face, brother. Keep it clean for me.
I'm gonna box his inch off my hands down. Box you around with my hands down.
We saw the last time what happened that you didn't box me.
Sean, quiet.
Come on.
Recently, McGregor even suggested that he's been working on techniques and movements that nobody knows about, immediately sparking debate throughout the MMA world. Whether that's genuine confidence or classic McGregor mind games remains to be seen. But one thing is certain. Whenever Conor starts talking like that, people pay attention. That's because very few fighters in combat sports history have ever generated the kind of interest McGregor creates. Every training clip gets analysed. Every interview becomes a headline. Every statement creates another debate. Even after everything that's happened throughout his career, he remains one of the biggest stars the UFC has ever produced. The reason this fight feels so important is because it answers questions that have followed him for years. There are fans who still believe the old Conor exists, the version that dismantled champions and became one of the most feared strikers in the sport.
Conor McGregor, why do you think he's such a big star? Because he's funny? Yeah, that's part of it. Because he speaks so well? Absolutely part of it. But number one, he's a real fighter. I'm the guy that makes the phone calls and hears people going, yeah, I'm not going to take that fight. Never has Conor McGregor said, Lorenzo and I were standing in his living room. Kid just woke up, got out of bed, he's in his underwear. Doesn't even have time to process what's really going on. Looks us dead in the eye and says, I'm going to take a shower and get dressed and work out. Let me know after I'm done working out who I'm fighting. Doesn't care. You can hate Conor all you want. You got to respect it.
What do you feel when you step into the octagon?
You know, you have to be calm, you have to be composed, you have to trust your training and your discipline. It's where there's no hiding in the octagon. If you've maybe missed a training session or skipped a meal or ate something you shouldn't have or lived a life not of discipline, it's going to show in there. So if you put in the work and you make that walk, you just trust your work, trust your discipline, trust what you've done, and hope it all turns out well.
Then there are others who believe too much time has passed and that the sport has moved on. Max Holloway now stands in the middle of that debate. Stylistically, the matchup is fascinating because both men approach fighting in completely different ways. McGregor has always been at his best when he's controlling distance, creating angles, and punishing mistakes with devastating precision, whereas Holloway thrives when fights become fast-paced and exhausting.
You know when a person breaks and who doesn't break.
Max doesn't break.
He doesn't break.
No.
I mean, you see it in that fight. I mean, how does he go through that whole round and not get submitted?
Yeah.
Dry with Oliveira on his back and got close a few times.
His ability to apply pressure and maintain volume over long periods has broken some of the toughest fighters in the sport. That's why the early rounds could be crucial. If McGregor can establish his timing and control the range, many fans believe he'll create opportunities to land the type of shots that made him famous. If Holloway can survive those dangerous moments and drag the fight into deeper waters, the momentum could begin shifting in his favour. What's perhaps most interesting is what a McGregor victory would mean for the UFC itself. Every time his name enters the conversation, mainstream attention follows. Casual fans return, media coverage explodes.
Because there's been this talk about a lack of stars, and you see on Sunday, Ilya loses, Alex loses, and of course everyone loses at some point. But it does feel like there's a bit of a lack of excitement right now in the product. Sunday, you know, sort of on the side. And so do you feel like almost like the sport needs you back, the organization needs you back?
Listen, I won't say the game needs me, but it's sure good to have me. You know what I'm saying? It's sure good to have me. So, I'm happy with that.
There simply aren't many fighters capable of creating that level of excitement. A win over Holloway wouldn't just put McGregor back into contention, it would instantly reignite conversations about title fights, championship opportunities, and one final run at the top.
Do you have regrets?
No. God knows my heart. And the things that I have gone through, you know, a young man, I came into all this. I forgive myself for I forgive myself for disgracing the position that God put me in, which I've done many times, and I won't do it again. And that's where I'm at today. I don't have regrets. I'm happy and thankful for the lessons that I learned on the way.
This relationship with religion is somewhat new, right? I've not heard you over the course of your career speak about God like this. Where did this come from?
I'm a religious man. I was raised Catholic by my mother and my family. We're a religious family. It takes a deeper meaning when you hit rock bottom and there's nothing else there but God. And then just the divine coincidences, everything just, I keep seeing it. I keep being shown it, and I'm going all in on it.
You say that word rock bottom. It feels profound when you say it. When was rock bottom?
Well, a few dark moments, Ariel. A few dark moments, but I relish the opportunity to show my strength. I was put in the position to showcase my strength. So I stood up and showed it, and that's what I done. A few dark moments. I'm through them. I'm in the light. I'm walking the tightrope, and I'm keeping my balance. And please, God, I keep it. Thank you, God.
Suddenly, matchups that seemed impossible only months ago become realistic again. That's why so many people are paying close attention to everything happening inside camp. The footage looks sharp, the confidence looks real, and the motivation appears higher than it's been in a very long time. Of course, Holloway isn't interested in becoming part of somebody else's comeback story. The former champion knows exactly what beating Conor McGregor would do for his own legacy.
My thoughts on the fight being at 170 was like, who cares? You know, the weight is just a number, you know. Real gladiators back in the day, they didn't walk around with a scale. You show up and you fight, and I'm a fighter. That's what I do. Open weight class, whatever weight class, I'm glad I get to share the octagon with him.
They're a very familiar foe of yours, Max Holloway, will be welcoming Conor McGregor back to the octagon next month, we all hope. If this fight does happen, it's at welterweight. How do you see this going? Can Conor do anything with the fighter you're probably more familiar with than anyone in Max Holloway?
Well, we know that Conor hasn't been in the game for a long time, and I think a lot of people are thinking that he's just going to lose everything, but that's not the case. He's going to be dangerous. He's obviously going to still be very sharp, very explosive, still got a good eye. Is it the exact eye that he had when he was double champ and doing what he was doing? No, probably not. But still going to be very dangerous. And I know Max is going to respect that. Obviously, they're going to want to put on a show, but at the same time, you're going to know Conor will be very dangerous early. I think Max will make the right decisions to not just get in the fire straight away, and then start to work him later in them rounds. Like we know that Conor, again, very dangerous, very explosive, but that is going to wear on you. And with that big layoff, even though he's probably training very hard, we know that that's going to eventually wear on him. And that sharpness that I reckon he still has is probably going to deteriorate a lot quicker because of he's been out of the game for so long.
And understands that a victory here could completely reshape his future as well. That's what makes the stakes feel so enormous. Both men have something to prove. Both men have everything to gain. And both men understand that one night could completely change the direction of their careers.
UFC 329, McGregor versus Holloway 2. How's it been getting back into the routine?
Incredible.
You liked it?
I'm born for this. No, I'm not born for anything else. I have had my hand in a few pies. I've done some things. I've done a movie here and there. I've done other things, but fighting is my bread and butter. It's what lights a fire in my belly. And to be back and to be doing my thing with structure and discipline, it's the best version of me, and I'm happy to be back, and I'm excited to put on a show for the fans. Good to you, bro.
Holloway versus McGregor, International Fight Week. This is the fight that makes sense. I talked to Max Holloway the other day. I posed this question to him: do you want to fight Conor? And Max said to me versus McGregor. This is the fight that I want. I am training right now because it's all I want. And when we fought, I was a little boy. Could you ever have imagined losing the BMF title would put you closer to the Conor McGregor fight?
Do you think he beats Max?
You never know. I thought that Max was going to beat Charles, and he lost by complete domination. So with Conor, you never know. Sometimes he goes in, he makes it look easy. Sometimes he lost to Nate Diaz. Bro, when you lose to Nate Diaz, it's very difficult to make predictions about someone like him.
For McGregor, however, this feels like more than just another fight. It feels like an opportunity to silence years of criticism and remind the MMA world why he became one of the most influential figures the sport has ever seen.
Mystic Mac is back. I'm super excited. When I saw it, I got goosebumps. And my boy's locked in. I've heard Conor McGregor's being back 20 times over the last year. I see his training footage, he looks good. Then you have Max Holloway. I love him. I think he's an incredible fighter. Him and Holloway 13 years ago. And he had to grapple with Holloway. Conor was able to take him down and out-grapple him there. This is going to be very interesting. I think it's going to be a striking fight, of course. I can't wait.
It's going to be Max versus Conor. How do you think that goes at 170?
That's a good fight. Stylistically, good fight for the Conor. Max is done already. He's just going make a money and then retire.
You think he's finished?
Yeah, his last fight, he looked so bad. That's crazy. I was surprised how you cannot wrestle. Zero wrestling. You've been in this sport 20 years. And I thought he went to Dagestan for 2-3 years and then come back. He has like 3-4 fights left and then he's going to retire.
Conor McGregor is fighting at 170, your weight class, against Max Holloway. Do you think he can beat Max at 170?
No, I think Max is gonna win. I'm super fan of Max Holloway, but he fighting more, McGregor is 5 years without fight, so I don't think he's gonna beat Max Holloway.
Even though they're fighting at 170 and Max has never gone there?
I don't think so. I think Max is gonna win.
Whether he can actually do it remains the biggest question in MMA right now. But judging by everything coming out of training camp, Conor McGregor seems convinced that the answer is yes.
I think Max is going to beat him.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't know what Conor's going to come back. It's been so long. I don't know how he's healed up. If his athleticism, his timing, his movement is the same as it was before, for sure he can beat Max, but I just don't know what he's going to look like. It's been too long.
Do you miss seeing Conor come back? Like, do you miss seeing Conor talking?
Bro, I don't even want to hear his voice, honestly.
I don't even understand what the fuck. Everybody's also asking what's up with Max Holloway versus Conor. This is crazy. This is good. I think bad fight for Conor. Really good fight for Max, but shit, let's see what happens. A lot of people are saying it should have been me against Conor. Conor don't want that heat. He knows I'll smoke his ass.
Max is a grown man now. When he fought Conor the first time, he was younger. He was still learning where he was in the division. He was still learning his belief in himself. So look at Max in this. He's 21 years old. He looks like he's 13. Like, it's insane. He gets almost bullied. See how he's backing up? That's not Max. Like, Max doesn't fight like that anymore. He's grown so much since then. Max has gone on a trajectory up other than his last loss. Conor has kind of been out, and in the regular life, he's kind of been on a downward trajectory and all the drama that he's had in his life. Can he come back after all this slew of things that's happened? You've seen just all the little court cases that he's had, knocking out mascots in the middle of basketball games, all this stuff that's happened to Conor. Can he come back after all this drama and beat a Max Holloway? Everybody wants to watch a house burn down. That's what we're going to be watching when you see this fight.
McGregor and Holloway, too, is really happening. How does he sell this fight?
I think he's going to hype it up. That's the beauty. Conor has the ability to be a good guy or a bad guy, and people are going to love him, too.
You hit the nail on the head. Conor has the ability to flip-flop. Comes out, I'd like one of your hot sauce, please. I'll donate to your charity. Donates to his charity, breaks his leg. Your wife sent me DMs. You see them flip-flop.
I mean, everybody who he's fought. Khabib may not agree with this, but it was the elevation of Khabib Nurmagomedov.
That fight did wonders for both guys. Khabib is not Khabib without Conor. Conor is not Conor without Khabib, without suffering that defeat.
And if he's right, the UFC could be about to witness one of the biggest comeback stories in modern combat sports.
Before this fight, we only had like a couple of options. After this fight, the whole main goal with this fight was like just have all the options. That was my mentality going. Yeah, that was my mentality going into this fight. The mentality was let's have all the options. We go out there, we do something spectacular. I'm right up there with the top 55ers. I'm right up. I still have my spot with the 45ers. And then, to my surprise, after the fight, they announced a Conor versus Chandler fight. So it's like, me and Conor have some history, so there's options, you know what I mean? So
when you first faced Max and Conor, was there ever a time you could have convinced yourself, like, yeah, we'd be three of the biggest stars the UFC's ever seen?
No. Even when Conor beat me, he was on fire coming in, knocking people out. And even after he beat me, I was like, I don't think this guy is who he says he is. And then he went on to do the things he's done on the Max side. Like I could have never, after me armbarring and triangle and Max when he was a young kid, to go on to win championships and be around this long and hold all these records, no clue.
It's kind of amazing, honestly, what you guys have accomplished.
Yeah, we've been around a long time.
Yeah.
We've got Conor McGregor making his return. What was your reaction when that was announced?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Big name for our sports, and but he have tough opponents. Max Holloway against Conor. I think Max can beat him.
Everyone's saying that Justin Gaethje should fight Arman Tsarukyan next. They're wrong. He just pulled off the biggest upset in the sport's history, right up there with Strickland Hamzat and Holm versus Rousey. White House lawn, undisputed belt, 100 grand in bonuses, done. So here's the thing, Gaethje doesn't need another contender. He needs a finale. And there's only one thing that makes sense. The winner of McGregor versus Holloway in less than 3 weeks. Why? Because Max Holloway slimed out Gaethje at UFC 300. One of the best knockouts of all time. If Max beats Conor, Justin gets his chance at revenge. If Conor wins, and in this underdog era that we've had recently, Conor is winning. That's a $10 to $20 million payday for Justin Gaethje to ride off into the sunset. Gaethje fights the winner of McGregor Holloway or he retires. There is no third option.